Hi, and welcome to today's 4-Minute Mark. We are in Mark chapter 5, and we're dealing with the story of the woman who reached up and touched Jesus when he was in that crowd, and instantly she was healed. Verse 30, at once Jesus realized that power had gone out from him. He turned around in the crowd and asked, "Who touched my clothes?" "You see the people crowding against you," his disciples answered, "and yet you can ask, 'Who touched me?'" But Jesus kept looking around to see who had done it. Then the woman, knowing what had happened to her, came and fell at his feet and trembling with fear, told him the whole truth. He said to her, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering." This story tells us that you don't have to have perfect knowledge about Jesus in order to be blessed by God. You don't have to have all of your theology straight, because what a way to ask for healing. I'm just going to go up and touch his clothes. What was that about? But yet she was healed. The fact that she kept bleeding for 12 years may be why she didn't approach Jesus and just ask for healing too, because she was considered ceremonially unclean according to the Jewish customs at that time. So an unclean person is going to approach Jesus. Maybe all I ought to do is just reach out and touch his clothes, because I'm not worthy to go up to this holy man. Once again, we are seeing that God blesses imperfect people. People who are sinners, people whose sin has made them unclean, like us. And yet, when we reach out and we touch Jesus, God heals us. God blesses us. So why did Jesus want this woman to come forward? Why didn't he just let it go? Well, he wanted the woman to come forward because the reason God heals any of us is so that God can get glory. We're not to be secretly blessed as Christians. God has cleansed me of my sins. God has made me his son, and I'm not going to tell anybody about that. I'm just going to fade back into the crowd. Never going to do anything with my faith, never going to stand up for Jesus, never contribute to good causes that Jesus would be behind, never do anything mission-oriented, not going to get involved in the local church, just going to be a secret Christian. Well, that's not the reason why God heals us. God heals us that we might be his witnesses. So Jesus looks around, basically calls this woman out. You've got to come forward now. And the woman came and fell at Jesus' feet, trembling. Trembling for joy, maybe, that she had been healed, or maybe trembling in fear. This is the guy that all you have to do is touch his clothes, and God's power comes to you, and now he wants to know who touched him. Is he going to punish me? Did I do something wrong? Well, she's trembling in fear, and yet Jesus' response is, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering." Jesus has pity on her. Her faith has healed her. Can you imagine what kind of faith it takes to say, if only I just touch his clothes, I could be healed? On one hand, it's kind of a strange way to go about asking for healing or getting healing. On the other hand, it can be seen as a demonstration of great faith, as a mustard seed of faith. Well, just touch him, and I can be healed. So she goes on her way whole, but remember, the story started out with Jairus wanting his daughter to be healed, and we'll pick up on that tomorrow. Bye-bye.